I always love reading about companies and what they're doing. Founder and CEO of a company called Bookkeeper360. And we welcome in the founder and the CEO. His name is Nick Pasquarosa. First time in the airwaves on LA News Radio. Nick, great to have you here, sir.
Hey, Jay, good morning. Thanks for having me.
It is great having you. An industry leader. You guys have really done your part helping all kinds of businesses stay afloat during this pandemic. Nick, give us a little background, Bookkeeper 360. What is it all about? And I know you're out of the Woodbury area, but give the folks a little bit of a dissertation on what Bookkeeper 360 is doing these days.
Sure, I'd love to. So Bookkeeper 360 is an accounting solutions platform for small businesses. We work with hundreds of small businesses in the startup phases and growth stages of their journeys. We're a team of about 35 outside of Woodbury, Long Island. That's where our headquarters are. I founded the company back in 2012, and we help, as I mentioned, hundreds of businesses with bookkeeping, back office, payroll, cash flow management, tax prep, and advisory services.
That's great stuff, and you're helping a lot of people kind of navigate these days through very muddied waters, and we appreciate that. To give the folks an idea of what you're up against.
Sure. So, we all know that this pandemic and the COVID virus has, turned small businesses upside down. It's impacted a tremendous amount of our clients. So we're spending a lot of time with our clients more than ever, helping them stay afloat, helping them manage their cash flow, helping them navigate the government programs that are, changing minute by minute with, corresponding with the banks. So there's a lot to do on that front just for our existing clients. We also spun up a website, which is bookkeeper360.com/COVID, and it's a resource center for any small business, client, non-client, and, we've done some social campaigns, and we're, providing free calculators and just free assistance across the board for any small business that needs help in these, muddy times, as you mentioned. It's really devastating what's happened to small businesses, and we want to do everything possible to make sure they stay in business.
Question: which ones you on a daily basis when you're looking at this, Nick? What kind of businesses are the ones that are getting hit the hardest here, having tough times during the outbreak here? Which kind of businesses?
Sure. So it's obviously a lot of restaurants, retailers, travel agencies. Real estate is really taking a turn. There's a tremendous amount of clients in service as well. Dermatologists. I don't know a single person that this actually has not impacted because of the nature of it. It's really sweeping across all of industries, and it's put a pause on all businesses to operate. It's really unfortunate.
With the small business dollars hopefully being generated right now, it's about staying afloat, doing everything they can to stick around until they get some money here. What kind of suggestions? It's tough. It's tough to really kind of, talk to people. They're tense for good reason. They haven't seen anything like this before. It's like a tsunami that has come across the nation here, and it's affecting Main Street, US of A. Nick Pasquarosa, what are you doing here as far as keeping people calm, keeping people afloat until some stimulus of some kind comes their way? What do you tell people?
Sure. So cash flow is king. So we're working with businesses to understand their cash flow, to really understand what the crunch is going to be in the next few months coming. This is really unpredictable when all this may stop with, the mandatory curfews and travel bans and so on. So we're helping them understand exactly what they need to continue operations, to hopefully not have to lay off their staff in the coming months. We're also identifying the Paycheck Protection Program for small business clients, and also the SBA disaster program. There are also other specific programs that are by the city that small businesses may be applicable to. So we're helping them apply for these and giving them guidance. And we're also, helping them in a creative manner about understanding their business. I'll give you a perfect example. So we had a small business client that reached out to us, and they were running a retail shop, and they were also running a e-commerce store. And of course, their retail shop is now closed, mandatory by the government, so they can't have retail sales. But they have an e-commerce store. So we were recommending them to do some marketing campaigns to their e-commerce clients, and even the clients that used to shop in the retail store. They had their email addresses to let their clients know, their supporters, hey, we're still open for business e-commerce wise. Come order some products. And we've seen a lot of customers, dedicated customers, arise to the occasion to continue helping and promoting our small business clients.
That is a great stuff. Nick Pasquarosa with us. He is the CEO, the founder of fintech industry leader Bookkeeper360. Folks, are located right in the heart of Woodbury. They have developed a resource center for small businesses who, of course, are being affected by this pandemic. Resources, by the way, free for all and contain a lot, from information on government aid and a calculator tool for actually finding the appropriate payout. That's probably the biggest question, Nick, is, what kind of payout might one expect here regarding the payout paycheck protection loan? That's a big question right now, I would think. What exactly am I getting as far as a piece of the pie is concerned, huh?
Sure. So the easiest way to explain that is it's typically based off 2.5 times your monthly payroll, and 1099 contractors that are essential to the business are also included with that. So by downloading our calculator and going to the resource center and also calling us, we're offering free advice to help businesses navigate this. They're not in it by themselves. That will give them the indication on how much money they could be eligible for, to apply for. So there are also there's also some repayment terms and whatnot to have the loan being forgiven. It is complex. That's why we've created the resource center, and that's why we're walking businesses, non-clients as well. Can't emphasize that enough. We're here to help the entire public as much as we can.
That's great stuff. Take advantage, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a business, sign up. Free advice. Again, you got great business advisors, all part of Bookkeeper360. And to do this, submit your information, questions at Bookkeeper360.com/COVID. And one of the business experts will call you directly. Great stuff. Bookkeeper360.com/COVID. What about after we get through this? And we will. We keep reminding people. We will get through this. And there'll be a time and a day in which businesses can kind of look back and maybe learn. Do you get a sense that we're such a resilient bunch here, and there are lessons to be learned, I would imagine, once we get heads above water and everything else? Wouldn't you say, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. Entrepreneurs and founders and business owners are a really hard community. They're resilient. They'll get through this. We're going to fight through this all together. And post this, we believe that it's going to be a lot of decisions. And what I mean by that is that the world is never going to be the same. Business owners are never going to think about their business the same based on the trauma that they're going through right now. So we're actually designing a business boot camp program, and it's really going to be designed for small businesses to get back up on their feet. So it's going to be coaching over the next 6 months. It's going to be helping them understand their business channels. And we feel that a lot of businesses may never reopen that brick and mortar shop. They may just focus on e-commerce in the near future. Also, it's a lot around the technology. If you look about the businesses that are still in operations today, specifically on some of the professional services and, firms and such, the businesses that were easily able to adapt to technology, whether it's screen shares and video conferencing and all these other, tech tools, they're most likely in a much better shape than the businesses that didn't have any of that set up. So we're also part of our boot camp program is that we're going to help advise on technology, so businesses could, stay afloat in, God forbid, the next predictable, pandemic that may come our way or any other natural disaster. So they'll need help, they'll need assistance, and we're designing a program specifically for that.
Great stuff. I haven't heard anybody doing that. I think that's a wonderful idea. You're calling it a boot camp, post-COVID boot camp. I love that because there are lessons to be learned here. And, listen, this is an eye-opener. This is a blind side. Nobody expected this. Nobody. And I think it's fantastic what you're doing. I don't know anybody's doing it.